Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the One Piece podcast. This is episode 4. I'm your host Rick, and let's get started. Originally, this episode was going to be part 2 of Skypia, so I'm going to keep on going with that. Unfortunately, I did not get done with Skypia. Last Monday, I told you guys where I was at. We left off the night before the big battles. They're all dancing around the campfire, getting ready for the next day. They're partying with the wolves. Just a really fun, iconic scene. Funny story, true story. Whenever I used to go camping with my friends out in the middle of the country, I used to make my campfires like this scene. Sanji and Zoro make what's called a log cabin campfire where they stack two big branches, and then they rotate them clockwise like a log cabin and build them up, and you make this giant bonfire, and then you put a bunch of twigs and stuff in the middle, and you have a huge roaring bonfire. So I've always made my fires because of this scene, way back when, 15 years ago when I first watched it. So it's just a very iconic scene. You see the Straw Hats win over the wild animals in the woods almost instantly, and even Gonfall, the Sky Knight, he's recovering from his wounds, sitting back kind of watching the show, and he's even realizes, wow, these guys are something, they might have a shot at whatever they're planning on doing tomorrow, which is go after the gold. But pretty much take on God, Enel, and the remaining priests. So that's where I left off. So I'm like, yeah, by the next week's podcast, I'll be all caught up. It'll be part 2 of Skypia, and it'll be the last part 2 of the arc. I didn't finish it. I went back and counted. Last Monday night, sat down and I said, okay, let's watch some One Piece. Let's get ready for next week. Counted them. There's 27 episodes until next week. Now, that doesn't sound horrible to us One Piece fans. I mean, we watch them by the hundreds, but I do have a full-time job. I'm also taking care of a house and a yard, so I just didn't get to it. I got right up until pretty much the battle between Luffy and Enel. So it's a good last half of Skypia, but I guess I won't talk about the battle, and that's okay. That'll leave the next episode a little bit to talk about, wrapping up Skypia, and then we'll talk about something else. And today I think we'll do the same. I'm going to talk about Skypia, make this part 2, and then maybe riff. So the next morning opens up, and everyone's awake, ready to go. The Shandians have also picked this day to attack, to try to take back their land from Enel and the Skypia people. Try to take their land back. They see the opportunity that they have. One of the 4 priests, Satori, has already been defeated by Luffy, Sanji, and Usopp. So they're like, all right, we're attacking. And now has already given his remaining 3 priests open land. He says, whatever you need to do, take these guys out. Your territories, your ordeals can now overlap, move areas, just get the job done. So that's 2. You got the pirates, the Straw Hats, and then of course kind of the body of the rest of the Skypia people, with the white barrets, Hissel, in Skypia, and they're kind of over there. They're not really doing anything. The white barrets, used to follow God's order. And again, God just means the head governing body here. It's like our president. He's the leader of Skypia. So that's all that God means. But Enel took it to the next level, and we learned that his mantra can expand all of Skypia, so he can hear everything that's going on. The priest's mantra is more of just a one-on-one fight, but they can hear things going on in upper yard, just the upper yard level. But Enel, with his devil fruit, really expands everything. We'll talk about that a little later. Mantra, also, we can just assume is observation haki. So we haven't touched haki yet. Doesn't come about in a few hundred episodes probably, but we know that that's it. Observation haki's got to be mantra. Same thing. And I'll get to that. So we open up the morning, and the Shandians are flying into Upper Yard. Straw Hats have split up into 2 teams. One's going to find the gold, and one's going to get the ship and basically get ready to leave the Sky Island. So the gold searching team, we've got Chopper, Nico, Zoro, Nami, Luffy, and no, I'm wrong. It's Luffy, Nico, Zoro, and Chopper. And then the people taking the ship are Usopp, Sanji, Nami. So they split up, and right away, Nico, Zoro, Luffy, and Chopper run into the Lord of the Sky, the giantest freaking python, cool blue haired snake we've ever seen. Like, it is huge. It is like a skyscraper standing on its side, big, and it's awesome. And it's also the scales are so tough, nothing penetrates it. So all real fast, the sky separates everybody. Chopper, Zoro, Nico, they all split. Luffy gets swallowed by the snake instantly. That's what happens. We don't see Luffy for a very long time. I mean, you see him, but he's in this mysterious dark cave that he realizes is the snake later on. And also right away, the Shandians run into the Sky Priests. The main one is the flying guy. I forget his name. He's like the French-looking guy. Maybe I don't remember his name because he was such fodder. He was defeated instantly. Wiper jumps on top of him and instantly submits a reject dial to his freaking face, to his whole body, and blows the priest to the ground. The first person defeated that day in God Enel's game survival match is one of his priests. So it's just awesome. The reject dial, we learn, is like an impact dial. It takes impact, but it's 10 times stronger than an impact dial. And it's also almost suicidal. Using the dial, it's like a double-edged sword. It hurts you a lot too. Usually, it would kill any normal person. But instantly, Wiper, the leader of the Shandians, kills the priest and hurts him too. And of course, everyone's like, "Wiper, what are you doing?" And Wiper's just like, "This is war. What are you talking about? This is what we're here to do. Lay down your life. Let's go." So the rest of the Shandians keep heading on. And Straw Hats each have their own thing go on, but also almost instantly, God Enel shows up on the Straw Hats ship, and Sanji and Usopp get taken out almost instantly, and God just shocks them. That's what he does. He just blows them out. Basically, lightning strikes each one of them. Nami's, of course, terrified. God leaves to go do something else, and Conus and her father show up, tend to, I'm getting ahead of myself. First, the Sky Knight shows up, and he's already there when Gato shows up. The Sky Knight shows them about the impact dials, which is a very pivotal moment. Nami uses the impact dial on 2 of Satori's 2 stupid brothers that look just like him. They use a fart dial, a scent dial. Those dials, remember the shells we talked about? There's a scent dial, smell scent, that contains gas. One of them farted into it. And then a flame dial, so they do the gas dial and then they do the flame and explosions. So they're just kind of stupid. They get defeated by Nami and the Sky Knight. And Nami uses the impact dial to finish one of them off, and it hurts her too. So again, impact dials, pretty strong weapons to use, for sure. So the Straw Hats, the rest of them, Zoro encounters the Shandian with the guns with the light dials on them, and we see Zoro honing his flying slashes. It's something basically Zoro gets known for from here on out. Zoro can do flying slashes, so he whips his sword at you, and it doesn't matter if you're 20 feet away, 100 feet away, that slash flies through the air and slices you. So we see him start honing those skills. First he does a couple single ones, and then he does all 3 and beats him. Nico starts finding the lost city of Shandora, and realizes it is real. The city of gold is there, but all the gold is missing. What's going on? Then Chopper runs into a priest instantly as well. So this is Chopper's second round of encountering a different priest, and he does encounter the third one and gets beat by him almost pretty quickly. But this one, he's able to hold off long enough. He's kind of a stupid priest. His ordeal has a 50% survival rate, so it seems like people get away quite often. But Chopper's able to beat him. So once again, we're seeing Chopper's not just a weak baby who's the doctor of the crew. He can hold his own. We are starting to trust him. He can handle situations. Not only did he fight bravely against that one priest who Wiper rejected on the ship to save the ship, but he defeated this other priest. So we're starting to really like Chopper, see him. He's able to fight. We respect him more. He's not just the crew's pet like the rest of the world believes. So that's funny. And then, Nico defeats some stupid big lamb guy with a bunch of axe dials. So we also get to see a decent episode length of Nico fighting. And that's cool because this is kind of her first adventure with the Straw Hats after Alabasta. So we need to see what she can do as well. And she's strong, she can hold her own. I think she's the oldest one in the crew at the moment, like 36 or something like that. So she can hold her own. Starting to like Nico a little more, maybe trust her a little more. So power up for Zoro. We like Nico. We get to see that her skill is useful finding the city of Shandora, and she's reading all these ancient hieroglyphics, poneglyphs, and those types of things. We learn she's looking for a poneglyph that might be in the sky, and Chopper. We see Chopper can still hold his own. So basically this whole day, God Enel has basically said in 3 hours, there's 83 people on the island, and in 3 hours there's going to be 5. So this is about God's prediction, and everybody's fighting and killing each other. There's 50 of God Enel's warriors. They're all like sheep people, sheep following God. They all have axe dials, like an impact dial, but it creates a slice, so it just explodes a slice from the palm, slices you like an axe hit you. So they're very powerful dials. So 50 of them, like 25 Shandians, 4 priests, including Enel now, and the 8 Straw Hats, whatever, or however many there are, 6, 7. In 3 hours there'll be 5. Or that's all he can sense. So that goes back to the snake. The snake his hide is impenetrable. Zoro can't slash shit. The burn bazookas won't work on him. So God Enel's mantra won't go through it to realize that Luffy is still in there, and Aiza. So in 3 hours, a lot has happened, and everything I just talked about pretty much, and it's left to Zoro, the final priest, Wiper, Gunfall, and Nami, and then Nico, and then 2 animals, the priest's fighting dog and the snake. So there's still too many people left. So right away, Gunfall goes for Enel, and it boom, just blows him out of the sky. Nico as well blows her out of the sky, and the dog instantly stops fighting as soon as Zoro defeats the last priest. And then Enel blasts the snake as well, and when he blasts the snake, basically Luffy's able to escape. So it's down to Zoro and Nami and Enel, and Zoro's basically like, fuck you. Wipers goes for Enel, uses the sea stone in his dial boots, and is able to reject Enel, and it kills him. By the way, since we've beaten around the bush, let me talk about Enel's fruit. Enel has the Goro no Mi. Goro? Yeah, I think it's Goro no Mi. Oh man, if I screwed that one up, I'm gonna be angry because that's my favorite fruit. It's Logia, so it's elemental. It's intangible, so if you hit him, it goes right through him, and it's lightning. He's made out of lightning, and I think lightning's translation in Japan is almost kind of like God. So that's what he basically keeps saying. I am God. Yes, I'm the governing body. I am God, but also I'm invincible. I'm lightning. Something man has feared for forever, couldn't explain it. It's all powerful. It's lightning. It's God. So he is quite literally God. He's invincible. Nothing can hurt him. Everybody tries to hurt him. Things just go right through him. And just touching him hurts you because it's electricity. And if he decides to blast you out of the sky, he's going to do it. So Wiper's able to get some sea stone on him, make him solid, and blasts him with a reject and kills him. Wiper thinks he's done it. He's now used the reject twice. And, so he's bloodied and looking like he's going to die any second. And then Enel restarts his heart with his electricity. He's able to shock himself, keep pumping his heart until he becomes conscious. And then he blasts Wiper out of the fucking sky. So it's also pretty cool. He actually names how many volts he's using. So he's usually he's starting small, and then he creeps up to the millions, and then the 50 million, and then 100 million, and then later on fighting Luffy, he goes much higher than that. So it's kind of cool that we see he's kind of picking and choosing the drums he has bolted to his back. It seems like he's maybe got lightning stored in there, because he'll hit him with his golden staff and bring out some volts to up his attacks. So that's pretty cool. All of his attacks are like animal looking as well. So like he'll shoot a giant bolt at you and it'll be a phoenix, or it'll be a cat or something like that. So visually very cool to watch. And again, he's invincible. So he comes out, blast Wiper. Zoro says, well, I'm gotta try to kill you, right? And he gets blasted as well. Nami's basically like, you're crazy. And I was like, you won. You want to come with me or not? And basically we realize, Enel says that I'm heading to a different land. I'm leaving this place. I'm going to destroy Upper Yard and Skypia and return them to the ground. So he's going to destroy the Sky Island so that it falls to the earth. Obviously that's going to kill everybody. And he's like, I'm out of here. The winner gets to come with me. Nami, you're the winner. You want to come? She's like, if I'm going to continue to live, yeah, of course. But by the way, can I take my waiver? She's got a waiver that Conis's dad fixed up for her. It's the one that dropped out of the sky at the beginning. So, and I was like, yeah, I don't think you can use that where we're going, but yeah, go ahead and bring it with. I think it's got some sort of badass jet dial on the back. It's not just like a breath dial like the other waivers. I think they found a rare one, so keep that in mind. It's a powerful waiver. So Nami goes with God Enel, and about that time, Sky Island realizes that they're going to get blasted out of the sky by Enel, so they're all trying to evacuate. The White Barretts finally say, to hell with you, Enel, you can't do this to our people. We're going to help as much as we can. So they all start evacuating, and God Enel's plans come to fruition. He has basically used Gunfall's previous, not workers, his men, his army of 650 people, used that army to get all of the gold from Shandora, the city of gold, which exists, and make a giant ark out of it. So this is the Arc Maxim. I got it as a present. So this is a model, and this is Enel's ship. It's gigantic. It's an arc, and it's for him and Nami to escape and go to the moon. I don't think he has even said it yet, and it's right before the battle because it's batshit crazy. But of course, God, Enel, just being from Skypia, just makes sense, God is supposed to live on the moon, so he's going to take that ship and fly to the moon. And trust me, guys, he makes it, with or without Nami. So that his 650 workers have been working on that, tearing out the gold, making it into that, and it's because gold's amazing. It's very valuable. It's shiny, but it's got amazing. Damn it, I'm forgetting the word. Conductivity, right? Its conductivity is super amazing. It's one of the best elements to use in the whole universe, next to platinum, and those things are so expensive and rare. We use copper instead, and copper's right up there. Copper wiring and everything, So gold is even better than copper, and God Enel being electricity, being lightning, it's the perfect thing to make his ship out of. So he's taken all the gold and made his ship out of it, and they start rising into the air. And about that time, Luffy shows up. He made it out of the snake's mouth. He's with Aiza, the little girl, Shandian, and Enel blasts Luffy a couple of times, like 3 or 4 times, and it's not hurting Luffy. Blasts him. Higher voltage, millions, and Luffy's kind of a little charred, but just maybe smokes a little, but that's it. God Enel doesn't even know rubber exists. Rubber is an insulator. You can't pass a current through rubber. So Luffy is literally God Enel's natural enemy. So Luffy and Enel start fighting. They're trading blows back and forth. Luffy can touch God Enel. He can hit him. He doesn't go right through him. So he's landing some blows to God, and who's probably never been hurt before. So God Enel, taking it seriously, starts doing some other thing. He brings his gold staff out, turns it into a trident, realizes you can slice Luffy. As soon as he hits Luffy with it, he's passing his current through it, so it's also super, super hot, so Luffy's getting burnt every time he touches the trident. Luffy also eventually can no longer land hits on Enel, because then Enel's calmed himself down. He's using mantra to predict Luffy's moves. Again, just observation hacky. So Luffy real quick learns a couple things. We can see Luffy's thinking for a change, right? As the fight's happening, this is a pretty common theme in One Piece. As the fight's happening, he's thinking hard of how to beat his opponent, trying new things until they work. So the first thing he does is he's like grass in the wind. He's evading attacks without thinking about it, moving out of the way right before he gets punched. So he's using his reflexes. He's not thinking about dodging it. He's just using his reflexes to dodge it. So God Enel can't predict his move. Okay? That sounds familiar to Water 7 and Ease Lobby. One of the superpower moves to evade every attack, you're waving in the wind. So maybe we're seeing a little bit of that right now with Luffy, and he doesn't even know it. And then the next thing Luffy tries is he does Gum Gum Octopus. He makes his head giant, and he kind of deflates all of his arms, and then he ricochets his arms off the wall. So again, this is how he can attack. It's hitting Enel. He can't predict the moves because Luffy's not even predicting them. He's just randomly ricocheting arms and hitting him. So that kind of works too. And God Enel's basically like, I'm sick of your shit. Takes this giant molten wad of gold, wraps it around Luffy's arm, and tosses it off the side of the ship. The ship's in the air now, and Luffy gets pulled over the side. So that's where I am. Luffy now has to climb the beanstalk, get back to Enel, and beat his ass before he's too far gone, and destroys Skypia. About the last thing we see before the arc wraps things up is the arc starts making this giant black smog that spreads above Skypia, and God Enel shooting lightning up into that smog. It like intensifies his lightning, and his lightning bolts get shot everywhere, and it starts to destroy Skypia. So the Skypians are, again, they're evacuating. Lightning's raining down. It's hell on in heaven. So that's kind of where I have left off. not a whole lot more to talk about other than Luffy versus Enel, and I'm happy to take my time with that. I'll watch these next few episodes. Maybe we can get tearful and talk about Calagra and Nolan Mont Blanc. I really thought they talked about that whole story earlier on, but no, it hasn't even happened yet. So it's kind of the end of the arc, 4-episode long flashback. But this is a flashback you don't want to miss. It's not like the later flashbacks that are, filler. This is a flashback full of good material. So watch the flashback, watch the ending fight. Go on YouTube and Google Luffy versus Enel. They'll compact it into 10 minutes of awesomeness, But I'm going to watch the rest of the episodes and then go from there, because it goes right into Water 7, and I'm on a roll now. I can't stop here. I can't move places now. When it came on Netflix, I right away started at the Barati. Yeah, I started at the Barati and went all the way up to Alabaster. I've seen Alabaster way too many times, so I skipped that, and I believe I went. No, I think I just jumped right into Hulu and started Skypia. So, how about that catch? One Piece live action, no updates as far as I know. They're supposed to start filming, I believe. Did they say August 1st or August 31st? I'll have to look that up, see if there's any more updates, but today there wasn't. It's August 3rd, 2020. Last couple chapters, spoiler alert for the last couple chapters. If you're not up to Wano Kunai and everybody attacking Onigashimi, stop now. Last couple chapters have been great. Why did Oda's editor say he cried in the last chapter? I don't really know. It was a badass chapter, but it was nothing, we didn't lose Sanji or something like that. It's badass. It's getting good. The 9 red scabbards were able to pierce Kaido. They all attacked him at once with their, biggest blow they got. They all stabbed him. They were able to hurt him. So it was just a badass moment. Big Mom right away is like, is Kaido dead? What's going on? And they just announced their alliance. So it's a shaky alliance. And then Big Mom sees Luffy and says, I'm after you. So I don't know what Luffy's gonna do. Kaido, Big Mom, what's next? Yamato, hopefully we're gonna see a lot more fighting out of her. I gotta think she's got some cool powers. Probably not a devil fruit, but maybe. So we'll see, man. Wano Kunai is gonna be. It's just getting awesome, that's for sure. Again, probably going to be the best arc ever. And the anime is really vibrant and fun to watch as well. The new art style they've got going on seems like Zoe is great. So just a lot of good stuff happening in One Piece right now, and I can't wait to see what happens with the live action and go from there. I'm going to wrap up Skypia this week on the final fight. We can talk about the Shandians, Calagra, and then maybe talk about some things going on in the real world that compares to the Shandians, Calagra and Mont Black Norman and Skypia. That's kind of why not why I started the podcast, but it's one thing I did want to talk about. The fishermen and the humans. So many times Oda is painting real world things going on, and real world problems and how you should treat people and things like that. So I would love to start going into those kinds of things and how maybe that's shaped me during my life and growing up. So again, maybe I'll just take my time watching these last 10 episodes or so, and that'll be next week. But we'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind 10 times by then. So thanks for watching. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon.